Ass and I'll beat your ass. Don't ever get my face. Take your ass toes. Try again next time. Yandy's response to these rumors is confirmation that they're accurate, since a hit dog will call it yep. All this provoking, that's what they want to do. Wow, this is whack. They feel intimidated when they can't take the truth. They want to start swinging. I promise. Wait, hold on. Let them figure that out. Because I promise you straight no. Listen, I promise you one of these females will grab you. I'm going to go mad. Let's go. Walking away from the foolish dispute simply confirmed why I love my husband so much. He stood right there next to me, 10 tones down, making sure that these three ladies realize we are united. That Jenny is not taking this well after Jasmine Bleu disclosed some weird truths about Mendeecees. Prepare yourselves because this is the peak of reality TV, not just gossip. Imagine this, Yandy Smith, who has always been strong and serene, suddenly discovered that Mendy perceives Harris as the guy she has supported through everything, has been having extramarital relationships with Jasmine Bleu, and I truly mean it when I say that the evidence is a total catastrophe. Mendeecees' past is well known, but he merely raised the problem to a whole new level. Furthermore, Jasmine is providing evidentiary specifics in tears in addition to her charges. Yandy is also sobbing, like she's never done before. The internet is going wild. The love and hip-hop cosmos is in full chaos, and the fans are in absolute disbelief. But what was it that Jasmine disclosed? What was Yandy's answer above all? Will Mendeecees be able to get through this disaster? This controversy is about to take a dramatic turn, so buckle your seatbelts. Alright everyone, this isn't your usual hip-hop love triangle. We have never seen anything like this before. It is larger, messier, and more sad. So why am I suggesting that Mendeecees was caught once again? Because he was exposed, darling. There is no escaping it. And in the middle of all this turmoil, who is right? Jasmine Bleu. You know Jasmine and Mendy have a history if you've been following the drama they have. Always had a tangled background replete with rumor, dispute, and innuendo. But this time it is no longer purely guesswork, since Jasmine Bleu simply made everything public. When did Yandy discover? Let's just say that it was a major breakdown. This is the type of drama that shocks the reality TV business, so let's deconstruct it all. Jasmine regularly goes live to connect with fans, give out hints, and even cause a controversy. But unlike the others, she supplied evidence that she wasn't just creating. You're not going to like what I'm about to say, but honestly, she mentioned at the beginning of her webcast that I no longer give a damn. I'm tired of being quiet. Immediately, we realized that something big was about to be disclosed. After breathing deeply, she looked straight into the camera and proclaimed, Mendeecees has been lying to everybody. The comments went bananas straight soon. After then, according to Jasmine, Mendeecees has been skulking behind Yandy's back. Hold on, this isn't just a little side conversation or flirting direct messages. Oh no. Mendeecees was offering. Jasmine made several promises that would drive any wife insane. This was not an isolated event. For weeks, Mendeecees had been gently approaching Jasmine, informing her that he would have picked her if given another choice, claiming to have hopelessly miserable and to have regretted being with Yandy. Yes, that is what he genuinely declared. And when Yandy learned everything, broke loose. Yandy kept mute at first as they waited for a response. Fans were tagging her everywhere, but they received none. You all know that Yandy isn't the kind to keep silent. I returned to the internet a few hours later, and trust me when I say that she seemed to have had the worst day of her life. Swollen eyes, smudged makeup, the expression individuals develop after sobbing excessively. And what did she say first? I don't even know what to say right now. That was the end of it. We simply needed to hear it, since this wasn't just an unfounded story. Truly occurred, and the chaos had only just began. Sources close to Yandy stated that as soon as she knew, she called Mendy aside for an in-person confrontation. And trust me, when I say it resembled something from a movie, consider this. With her phone in her hand and her voice shaking, Yandy storms into the room ready for combat, slamming the door. Behind her bang, the phone is hurled against the table by her, and on the screen right there, the messages from Jasmine. Mendeecees sees he becomes frozen. His whole aura changes smashed, and what does he say? First, are you really going to trust her word over mine? Oh no. He didn't. It is the essence of manipulation, Yandy, though she will not fall for it. Mendeecees, I'm not stupid right now. Don't even try to play me, tell me the truth. Eyes Mendy now feels restless and looks about as if he's trying to find a way out. But you know what, there's no escape route then. Boom, Yandy pulls out a second phone. Women, you are well aware that a man's whole world is going to come apart when a girl has two phones playing a voicemail. She hits play, and you know what? The voice is that of Mendeecees out loud, and it's apparent. What does he say then? Jasmine, you are missed. I worry about you all the time. I just want to set things right. The space silence and dead the countenance of Mendeecees utter terror before he can reach the phone. Yandy clutches his hand as he leaps for it. Oh, you want to pick up the phone now, but you didn't expect getting caught leaving them. Messages, did you? Mendeecees knew it was over at that point, but he seeks to blame Yandy rather than accept responsibility for it. You ignore me all the time, and you always believe the worst. I've done so much for this family. Oh friend, enormous mistake, Yandy. She's finished. You recall your family now. Do you want to talk loyalty now? But you're presently telling another lady that wish you had picked her. Mendeecees merely sits there unable to talk, since there is absolutely nothing more to say at this moment. Then it came. Yandy snapped because going out wasn't the only thing at risk. It has to do with treachery. It seemed pointless after staying by his side for over a decade. Mendeecees too. He did nothing but sit silent, dejected. I am embarrassed, and pay attention to what happens. When a woman is no longer even mad and sadness is all that's left, you know it's completely gone at that point. And this, oh this, is just the beginning, because what will happen next? It's going. Yandy walked out of the studio, her brain whirling and her heart hammering, trying to understand what had just happened. The lies, the embarrassment, and the betrayal was just too much. She had given Mendeecees all. She had supported him in his darkest hours and stood up for him when others had given up on him, and now all of it was in vain. She choked back the tears, but as she drove home, her eyesight went fuzzy. She wasn't one to break just yet, but her head was racing. Had she been blind all along? Had she failed to spot the signs? Camela's voice was urgent and piercing, and Yandy let out a breath. I'm not even sure he couldn't even lie when I confronted him there. He just sat. Stay silent, Camela. Breathe deeply. You know I've got your back, Yandy. So pay attention. This is dreadful, as if it were Black Friday. Jasmine is out here spewing receipts. Yandy felt her stomach plummet. A female voice, memo photos and photographs, pictures. Yandy gasping for breath whispered, yeah. These aren't ancient, and they appear fresh and recent. She felt as if she had lost her breath. This was more than just rumors. Jasmine had proof. I need to see them. Yandy barely just managed to utter. Camela transmitted the images. Yandy opened the doors with shaking hands. What was it she saw? No. She was unable to deny it. Mendeecees, Jasmine curled in a hotel bed. Mendeecees without a shirt. One more photo, sipping wine in a beautiful restaurant. The two of them. The worst part was that in each and every picture it was grinning. Mendy saw then at last. The tears flowed. Her voice cracked. I can't do this, Camela. I can't continue to stand up for him. Camela remarked firmly that you don't have to. This guy has played you much too frequently, Yandy, and now the whole world is witnessing. Suddenly, it hit her that this was more than merely a lady being taken advantage of. Yandy Smith was this person, a woman who was adored by others. Ladies, a lady they adored, an example of a role model, a woman who left a lasting legacy, a brand, a reputation, and no, it was all being dragged through the mud by Mendy. She dabbed at her. Cries, he won't make me seem foolish, not today. In the interim, Mendy saw was having a breakdown. His cell. I'm going insane. What's his name? For all the wrong reasons people are trending. This required must be rectified quickly. He immediately gave Jasmine a call. When the first ring was answered up by her, he screamed, you need to clean up this mess you made, Jasmine. She let out a laugh. Oh, you want to pretend like you're having trouble now? She made light of it. But it was you who kept coming to me. You made those commitments. "Mendeecees, I told it how it is," he screamed. "That was not intended to go public. You blew this up 100 times worse." Jasmine smiled. "Worse for what? Because I'm all right." Mendeecees, his jaw tightened. "If you don't repair this, I vow." Or when Jasmine stopped him, "How will you respond?" "Mendy realizes you have no influence over me. And just so you know, I haven't dropped anything I received yet." But he also knew she wasn't playing a bluff. Jasmine had on her mind. Yandy was pacing at home. She was conscious that she couldn't allow Mendeecees to distort the information she required. Being in control, she ran for her phone without thinking twice. Then her Instagram went live. Thousands joined the broadcast immediately. The replies were anarchy. "We got you, Yandy, sis. Leave him. He ain't worth it. Are you all okay? I'm praying for you." Yandy breathed deeply. Then she began talking. She started by saying, "I wasn't even going to say anything," but she refused to allow anybody make her appear ridiculous after watching what was occurring. The comment section was a chaotic area. She went on, "I stayed by my partner through everything. I felt we were strong. But today I witnessed destroyed me. And to be honest, this hurts. But I am strong, and I will survive this." Supporters inundated her inbox with messages, assuring her to remain firm. Then bam, the scenario transformed. Yandy was no longer just the lady who had been tricked. She was restoring her authority. And Mendy realized that control was slipping away from him. His fists clenched as he watched from his phone. He had to move quickly. He called Yandy without hesitation. Her screen gleamed with his name. Would she react before she could make up her mind? Jasmine gave her another notice. One more surprising discovery. A film. Suddenly everything was different. The web crumbled and Jasmine came in the video with a serious look on her face. She breathed deeply. "I didn't want to say this," she started, "but since everyone is speaking, I'm going to be absolutely honest now. The level of tension has increased." "Anything else?" Would she disclose? After taking out a breath, she delivered the surprising facts. Mendeecees didn't just speak about leaving Yandy. He had a plan. "He told me that he was already moving his funds in order to start afresh." And she remarked, "You know what?" Yandy had no idea what was coming. The whole universe remained unmoving. The fans were shocked. Was Mendy was truly planned this all along? "Oh, this one had Mendy losing his mind," was the most common reaction in the comment section. "Yandy, run sis, run." When Jasmine dropped more receipts, Yandy realized that this was more than just adultery. It was treachery on a whole other level. She had to decide if she would fight for this connection. Was it time to leave for good? She took one final glance at her phone, and then she switched it off because everyone was waiting to see what she would do. Mendeecees' tension pervaded the room. The latest betrayal was starting to sink in. Yandy's heart raced after discovering the terrible facts about Mendeecees and Jasmine Bleu. She looked through all of the texts. Each and every one of them verified her greatest suspicions. Mendeecees had been fooling her, and this wasn't a casual affair. It was deeper. Meanwhile, supporters some joined Yandy in criticizing Mendeecees as a chronic liar, while others thought that there was more to the narrative. The internet devoured every new update. Hashtags became popular. Yandy created ice #mints revealed, and throughout it all the attention was a tremendous hit. Jasmine Bleu added fuel to the fire as the glow discussed by making cryptic Instagram photos that gave the impression Mendeecees had been seeking her rather than the other way around. She remarked, "When a guy shows you who he is, trust him." The first time every phrase was examined by the internet as it burst. Yandy, while she had stopped sobbing, was enraged, not simply sad, since Mendy understands this was about more than one lady. Years of sacrifice, struggle, and dedication, and suddenly everything looked like a terrible joke. She had supported him throughout his worst periods and remained faithful during his imprisonment. Jasmine was now claiming to be the victim. Sufficiently picking out her phone, Yandy phoned a close pal, her voice frozen. "I must update the record immediately." A sit-down interview was planned. Yandy protested, enabling Mendy or Jasmine to control the subject. She was prepared to be honest. When the interview was televised, it was explosive. Yandy didn't mince words. She recognized that months ago she had detected warning signals, but she had opted to put her confidence in Mendeecees. Looking back, everything made sense. The reasons, the incessant business, and the last blow was supplied. Yandy pulled the receipts out, screenshots, text messages, proof. Mendy observes his hidden meetings with Jasmine Bleu while appearing as a loving husband were proven in black and white. According to accounts, Mendeecees informed Jasmine that he was finished with Yandy and that he was prepared to go. The wed exploded up. Yandy deserves so much better. A cheater is a cheater forever. Mendeecees have been shady. Jasmine honestly feels that she has won anything. You're just the next person on the list, sis. In the interim, Mendeecees was too silent, his reticence just making problems worse. There was a lot of supposition that he was seeking to assert control, but the damage had already. Following days of quiet, Mendeecees ultimately released an Instagram message in which he seemed exhausted and his face was carved with the weight of the incident. He added, "I'm not perfect. You guys don't know the complete situation." But instead of admitting he feigned to be the victim, he declared that Jasmine understood him. After months of estrangement between him and Yandy, and he ventured to insinuate that Yandy was doing this to attract attention, the internet went down. The last straw was when Yandy stepped on her own stage. "I don't desire sympathy. I must know the truth, and we won't have anything more to talk if you can't offer it to me." And when was it possible for things to become worse? Jasmine Bleu had bravery. So-called last receipts were dropped by her. More screenshots, other chats. Mendeecees told her that he was ready to go, that he had ended dating Yandy. Moreover, the public characterized this marriage, persuaded fans was over. Mendy's followers were fed up with him and demanded that he publicly resign. Mendy also saw that he was losing support from his own people. His replies, ton of negative comments. "Buddy, you brought this on yourself. You seem silly now that Jasmine messed with you. Just log out. You lost. The fallout was just getting started, and the issue was a total disaster. Is Yandy going to go for good? Will Mendy make an attempt to woo her back now that everyone was monitoring her? What about Jasmine Bleu?" One thing was clear, but only time would say. This controversy had just began, and that closes this bizarre narrative for the time being. But will there be any further drama? Or is this Yandy's permanent departure from Mendeecees, or will a surprise reconciliation occur? The most essential issue of all is if Jasmine Bleu is being honest or whether she is just acting. What are your thoughts? Please share them. You think Mendeecees was always this way, or is there more to the story? And if you thought this was outrageous, trust me, the drama surrounding love and hip-hop never stops. Click the subscribe button immediately if you to guarantee you never miss an update. Switch on alerts and click the like button. If you feel Yandy should eventually take a risk on oneself as well, if you knows that the drama is far from done, trust me, things are going to become more crazy. So watch our next video. Let's go.